So you're about to go down on her, and then you get there, and you're like, oh, what do I do? Welcome back to the What I Love About Sex podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie, clinical sexologist and sex coach for hetero men. And today we're talking about what to do when your female partner has a smell down there. This might be something that happens once in a while. It might be something that's happening consistently. And you might be in this place where you're like, oh, I adore her. I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I also don't want to be going down on her when this smell is so bad. What do I do? How do I handle this delicate situation? So first, I want to appreciate you for clicking on this video so that you do the thing that a respectful, loving man would do. And that's to be honest with yourself and her. Number one, yeah, you don't have to choose to go down on her when it's really not comfortable for you in terms of the smell. And we also want to keep her feelings in mind. So I'm going to give you 3 things you can do to make sure that you're feeling comfortable and more confident in the situation, and she is feeling comfortable and more confident in this situation. So let's get to it. Okay, the first thing you can do is sort of make a rule around this. One time you guys shower together, and then you end up having sex right after the shower, and you're laying there, and you just go, oh, babe, isn't it so much nicer when we have sex post-shower? It's like we're all clean. Our soap smells so good. It's just like, it feels so nice, right? And she'll probably most likely say, yeah, it does. It's a lot nicer having sex right after a nice shower when you feel clean. You feel more confident after a shower, right? Like we all do in general. So if you kind of set up this rule and just agree, hey, we should get into a habit of having sex right after we shower or freshening up intentionally before we have sex. And yeah, we'll still have spontaneous sex every so often, and that happens, of course, but it does feel really nice to be showered and then do it, right? Let's try to aim for that. And it's just in these little conversations of agreement where it's like you're making it an us thing. It's like, hey, don't I think this? Don't you think this? Okay, cool. That way it's not about targeting her specifically, because I'm sure that you get smelly after a day of work. Guys can be pretty smelly, especially down there when they're not cleaning up and you go right into sex and her head's down there. So the point is that you both feel more confident, you both feel more comfortable going down on each other and just being sexual with each other post-shower. That's how it is for the most part. So make a little rule between each other, acknowledge it, and then agree to it and actually act on it. The second thing you can do if your partner smells down there is blame the environment, don't blame her. So this can look like maybe you guys are getting into the moment, you're in the heat of the moment, and you can tell that she's a little sweaty. Or maybe you just know she went to the gym earlier that day and didn't shower yet. Either say something like, oh, babe, I know we've been out and about all today. Let's go take a shower first. I want to do you in the shower. I want to undress you. Let's go shower together. Let's go take a sexy bath together and just relax together. So it could be that type of let's do this together first, and keep that sexual nature about you as you request this. You don't have to randomly snap out of it and be like, oh, you're sweaty. No, that's what hurts your partner's feelings when you're just like, babe, come on, you didn't even shower yet. Don't say anything like that. Just stay in the moment. Be like, hey, baby, we've been out all day. Let's go shower. I want to take off all your clothes. I want to take a bath with you. I want to shower with you. And then I'm going to do X to you. All right. So stay with it. You could stay in the moment, even if it started spontaneously, and then take it to the shower, then take it to the bed or wherever you want to take it. And the third thing you can do if she smells down there, and this is for if it's recurring, is to handle it with care, but do bring it up directly. You never want to say things like, oh, babe, you smell weird. I don't know what it is, but it smells weird. Don't say that. Also, don't say, oh, it's like a turnoff when you smell down there. Don't say that, ever. Also, don't say, are you not taking care of yourself? Don't say that. What you want to do is make sure that she is taking care of herself and that you can help her take care of yourself. This is your woman. Come across lovingly, respectfully, and calmly in addressing this type of issue. And trust that you guys can handle it together without feeling offended, because you're coming from a place of love. So when you come from genuine love, these conversations aren't as scary and they're not as awkward, and you do your best to support her through it. So if you were to say something to her like, baby, I want to bring something up to you and I want you to know this is coming from love because I love you and I care about you and I want to make sure you're healthy, okay? And she'll be like, okay. And then you say, lately I've noticed an odor down there, while we're having oral sex. And I know that that can come from diet or pH balance. Have you noticed it? And she might say, oh yeah, you're right. I noticed something was a little off too, but I wasn't really sure. And then you'll say, oh, okay, well, what do you think is the best way to handle that? And she might say, I don't know, maybe I'll call my doctor and just ask what it could potentially be. And you just say, okay, babe, yeah, I just wanted to point that out to you because I want you to feel really confident. I also want you to be healthy because I love you. And it's important we share this stuff with each other and not feel weird about it. And these are the conversations that build trust in a partnership. Like when you aren't so afraid of offending your partner because it's more important to tell them the information they need to know, then you have one foot in love and one foot in feedback, right? And that's how you always want it to be when you're having a tough conversation, right? Get the point across, but also make sure it's done from a place of love, and then you have nothing to worry about. My boyfriend actually brought this up to me, and he was like, at one point, yeah, there's a smell in the room lately. What do you think? And I was like, oh my God, I agree. I wasn't sure, but I agree. And it turned out I had BV, bacterial vaginosis, which is pretty common. It happens from unprotected sex, but I had never had it before. His acknowledgement and his love in handling it allowed me to feel like it was no big deal because it really wasn't. And then I got the supplements I needed to get, and it was gone within a week. So it wasn't a big deal because my partnership didn't make it a big deal. And when my boyfriend brought it up, he had one foot in love and one foot in feedback because he knew, hey, I got to address this. I can't just not say anything, And I want to make sure that she's healthy because you shouldn't let BV go untreated and just deal with it. And I know a lot of women can get insecure and feel like, oh my God, maybe it's just my hormones and my body's changing or going through a phase where it's just, this is how I have to smell. So we get into a habit sometimes of just not thinking about it too much or putting it off. So it's really good to have a loving, confident partner help us out once in a while, and that's what we should do for each other. And you'd hope that if you smelled really bad and that was the reason why she wasn't blowing you, that she would tell you and be like, babe, if you showered, I would give you more blowjobs, right? Wouldn't you want to know that? This is the information that we hold from each other because we're so terrified of giving feedback and getting offended. But it's when we love someone, that feedback should feel like it's not a threat, right? Because we're coming from a place of love. But if you come from a place of awkwardness and defensiveness, ready to fight her if she gets mad at you, that's not coming from love. That's coming from selfishness. And we all need to get better at that. So I hope this video was helpful for you to know that if there's a situation where she's smelling, address it. Address it with one foot in love and one foot in feedback to make sure that you are feeling your most confident in that situation and you're handling as best as you can. And so that she feels loved and she can handle it as best as she can when she gets that feedback from you. And this will build trust in your relationship. For sure. These are the types of conversations that will bond you further. It's always the awkward, uncomfortable conversations that bond us most, right? The deepest, awkward, tense conversations that we go through with people is what makes us more connected to them because we're vulnerable with each other. And then we look back and we're like, oh man, remember that moment? Holy shit. That was crazy how we got past that together and worked that all out. So this is one of those moments. I hope this helps you, and I will see you in the next video.